The case study that we have chosen is case study A. This is about Susan. She is a 40-year-old mother of two who works part-time during the day. She has not regularly exercised for 10 years but is now keen to lose her weight as she values her health. She finds the gym environment threatening and now lacks confidence in her ability to perform the exercises. She does not attend some classes because of not enjoying a particular instructor's session. This is difficult for Susan as she finds it hard to exercise alone and enjoys the social aspect of the group. Family and friends have in the past tried to support Susan with exercise. However, despite this, Susan feels guilty about not exercising and makes continual excuses not to do so because she has too many things she needs to make possible to fit it in. The psychological approach we have identified for this case study is the cognitive approach. The cognitive approach is more of a modern approach to human behaviour, and it focuses on how we think as a person. It assumes that our thought processes affect the way in which we behave. The social cognitive theory, which was developed by Bandura, states that learning occurs in a social context with an interaction of a person, the environment, and the behaviour. This theory also takes into account a person's past experience, and this factor will influence their behaviour in the future. These past experiences can be positive, negative, and they will shape a person and which will engage them to participate in a specific behaviour, and it will be the reason why the participant engages in that behaviour. The first concept we have identified in relation to this case study is motivation. There are two types of motivation, and we'll be talking about them in the following few seconds. These motivations are defined as intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is motivation that comes from within the individual's inner drive. Individuals who are intrinsically motivated do not participate in exercise for any type of reward or praise, unlike those who are extrinsically motivated. They will engage in an activity because it has an eye interest to them and they enjoy taking part. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation refers to the motivation that comes from the external sources, such as praise and rewards, and the fear of punishment. Deci and Ryan identified four types of extrinsic motivation, and these are external regulation, introjected regulation, identified regulation, and integrated regulation. We will talk more about the introjected regulation in the following slide. It is also believed that intrinsic motivation is based on the self-determination theory, which we'll also be talking about on the next slide. It's believed that if a participant satisfies the needs to feel competent and related, it achieves a high level of intrinsic motivation, which in turn leads to high participation levels from the individual. So the theories we're applying in regards to motivation is the self-determination theory, and off this self-determination theory is the basic needs theory. To give you a summary of the self-determination theory, it includes three needs. The needs are placed on a continuum, and there are needs to feel competent, autonomous, and to feel related. Athletes achieve this if they feel they fit in the middle with their sports groups, teams, their peers. Some individuals only participate in exercise because they think they can only do it with their friends and people they feel comfortable around. This links here with Susan, as she finds it difficult to find it hard to exercise alone, and she enjoys the social aspect of a group. This is for the need of relatedness in the basic needs theory. If Susan feels like she fits in with the group, then she will be more likely to take part and to come out in her shell and be more confident around. Another quote we have here is that she's not exercised for 10 years but is now keen to lose weight as she values her health. This is also part of the basic needs theory, as she values her health and realises that she's not getting younger and she needs to start doing things and putting herself first. When she finds out that her health has improved, she'll feel better about herself. However, that was just intrinsic motivation. There is a slight part of extrinsic in here in the introjected regulation phase. Susan feels guilty about not exercising and makes continual excuses not to do so. This is introjected regulation, which is a form of extrinsic motivation, and it states that people are only motivated because they're only doing it for self-pride or to avoid guilt. Maybe Susan is participating in exercise because she feels guilty about not doing it, and she wants this guilt to go away. This is the only reason that she may be doing the exercises. The second concept that we have identified to this case study is anxiety. Anxiety is defined as the unpleasant combination of both vague but persistent feelings of apprehension and dread. There are two types of anxiety. There is competitive state and competitive trait anxiety. To give you an overview, state anxiety refers to an existing emotional state characterized by apprehension and tension. This is mainly seen in high-performance athletes just before a competition and is not really relevant to this case study in Susan. The anxiety we are interested in and more relevant to Susan is trait anxiety. This is where the anxiety makes the individual perceive a non-dangerous situation as threatening and makes them more likely to avoid the situation. The theory that we've decided to talk about in relation to anxiety is the self-efficacy theory. To give you a brief summary of this theory, it is the belief to perform exercises to the best of your ability and also to have the belief in your own ability to do these exercises. It helps identify goals for an individual and helps achieve them, and it plays the major role in how tasks and challenges are approached. So, more about the theory. Bandura defines self-efficacy as a belief in an individual's capability to execute an action. To achieve self-efficacy, the individual must feel in control of a situation, and the actions she performs are intentional. There are four different elements to this theory. The first is successful performance. Bandura states that to have self-efficacy, you must achieve some form of success within an environment, in this case, related to the case study. Susan must need to experience success in the gym situation. If she does not feel the success, then she may not be able to achieve high self-efficacy. The second step is entitled vicarious experience. This is basically by getting someone within your gym environment, such as a coach or a personal trainer, to demonstrate exercises so you know the correct technique and you can perform them exercises intentionally. This will lead you to feel some form of success that was talked about in part 1 of the self-efficacy theory. Maybe Susan needs to have a personal trainer that can teach her how to do all exercises and will give her that bit of encouragement, which will mean she won't feel less confident in her abilities and means that she will find the gym as less threatening and will stop her from feeling anxious. The third stage of this theory is basically, it's similar to the second stage, but it's more about getting encouragement from family, friends and coaches. Like, they cannot show you how to do the exercises in this step. This is more about encouraging you to try them on your own and mastering these exercises. The final step is entitled emotional arousal. This means that the individual must be ready to learn the new skill. Without this, she will not achieve self-efficacy because she will not believe in what she is trying to learn. The intervention that we have proposed for Susan is self-talk. Self-talking has an impact on your confidence. It can either be positive or negative. What we are trying to do here is remove all the negative thoughts away from Susan and replace them with positive thoughts. And hopefully this will motivate her to start going to the gym more. And when she starts going to the gym, she will find that it is not threatening as she first thought. And she will then have confidence in her own ability. I hope you enjoyed listening to our presentation. Thank you.